Red Bull have confirmed that they have a clear plan for the development of the RB21 to ensure that Max Verstappen remains in a competitive position to fight for the World Championship in 2025. On the other hand, Yuki Tsunoda has been open about the possibility of racing for the main Red Bull team as a replacement for Sergio Perez, whose contract has been the subject of speculation. Meanwhile, Günther Steiner has expressed an interesting opinion that Toto Wolff would not be happy to see Lewis Hamilton win with Ferrari. There are many interesting topics from the world of Formula One that are worth discussing further. The 2024 Formula One racing season is one full of color and dynamism. Max Verstappen, Red Bull Racing's main driver, made history last month by securing his fourth World Championship title. Behind this success, however, the 2024 season presents a major challenge that the Red Bull team never expected. They lost the Constructors' Championship, which had been theirs for the past few years, to their main rival, McLaren. The event was a stark contrast to Red Bull's dominant start to the season. The first half of the 2024 season was smooth sailing for Red Bull. Their RB20 was unstoppable, leading the way with a performance advantage that other teams seemed unable to match. However, things changed drastically in the second half of the season. McLaren, who had previously seemed to be falling behind, began to show a remarkable resurgence. They seized every opportunity to catch up, taking advantage of Red Bull's emerging performance gap. Red Bull's solid dominance at the start of the season was slowly eroded, making the Constructors' Championship even more competitive by the end of the season. Max Verstappen, despite his exceptional performances throughout the season, was not without his challenges. He often complained about the RB20's balance issues, which he felt hampered him in several important races. This car, although very competitive, proved to be very sensitive to small changes such as track temperature variations or certain technical conditions that were difficult to predict. Heading into the 2025 season, with relatively stable regulations, Red Bull knows it must work harder to address the RB20's fundamental weaknesses. The team must ensure the car is more adaptable and consistent in all conditions. Only then can they regain their dominance on track and compete to bring the Constructors' Championship back to the Red Bull garage. In an interview with Speedweek, Red Bull senior advisor Helmut Marko revealed that the team will focus on developing the RB21 car with an emphasis on increasing the operating window. This effort is aimed at making the car more flexible in dealing with different dynamic track conditions. "We understand very well what needs to be done to improve performance," Marko said confidently. "The car needs a more stable balance so that it is less susceptible to small changes that occur during the race. This is the main priority for our engineers at the moment." Marko also explained that the focus of development is not limited to increasing aerodynamic downforce, but also includes efforts to optimize lap times on track. "Increasing downforce by 40 points is significant and helps," he said. "But at the end of the day, what really matters is the ability to do a faster lap time." With a number of major challenges ahead, including a 2025 season that is predicted to be even more competitive, Red Bull must also prepare for major regulatory changes that will come into effect in 2026. But the team remains optimistic. They believe that the combination of capable resources and a well-thought-out strategy will allow them to remain one of the dominant forces in Formula One in the face of fierce competition next season. Amidst Red Bull's focus on continuing to perfect the extraordinary performance of the RB21 car, the future of Sergio Perez as one of the team's drivers has been a hot topic of discussion. Although Perez has firmly stated that he still has a contract for next season, Helmut Marko, Red Bull's senior advisor, has made comments suggesting that the team's driver lineup is not yet fully finalized. According to Marko, an official decision on the matter will be announced in the coming days, adding to the excitement and speculation among fans and the media. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda have been mentioned as potential candidates to replace Perez. Amidst the growing speculation, Lawson seems to be the favorite to replace Tsunoda. However, Tsunoda, who is also vying for a place in the Red Bull team, gave a calm and hopeful response at a recent Honda event. "I think the chances are 50-50ths. Of course I have a big dream to ride for Red Bull one day, but my main priority right now is to give my best in every race and keep scoring points," said a confident Tsunoda. However, Tsunoda's close relationship with Honda, which is set to become Aston Martin's exclusive engine supplier from 2026, could prove to be a stumbling block to Tsunoda's promotion to the Red Bull team. This creates an interesting and complicated dynamic in determining Tsunoda's future career direction, and opens up further speculation about Perez's fate and who will fill Red Bull's driver lineup next season. Amidst Red Bull Racing's ongoing efforts to maintain its dominance in the Formula One world by perfecting the performance of the RB21 car, public attention has now turned to the fate of one of its drivers, Sergio Perez. The issue has become a hot topic, sparking speculation among fans and racing experts alike. Sergio Perez himself has firmly stated that he still has a valid contract for next season. However, this statement did not immediately stop the rumors from circulating, especially after Helmut Marko, a senior advisor to Red Bull who is known to be vocal, revealed that an official decision regarding the team's driver lineup for next season would be announced in the coming days. In fact, Marko's statement only added to the speculation that major changes were on the horizon. In the midst of this uncertainty, two names have emerged as strong candidates to replace Perez, namely Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda. Lawson, who has shown great promise with his performance in Formula One in recent years, is considered to be the frontrunner. However, Yuki Tsunoda, a talented young racer who has shown consistency with the AlphaTauri team, cannot be ignored as a serious contender for a place on the main Red Bull team. At a recent Honda event, Yuki Tsunoda gave his reaction to his chances of being promoted to Red Bull. In an optimistic but realistic tone he said, "I think the chances are 50-50ths. Of course, becoming a Red Bull driver is my big dream, but right now I just want to focus on my performance. I am trying to do my best in every race and keep scoring points for the team." Tsunoda's statement shows a high level of professionalism, although the pressure to perform perfectly is certainly high. However, Tsunoda's situation becomes more complex when you consider his close relationship with Honda. As one of the most important partners in his career, Honda has an important role to play in supporting Tsunoda's journey in the world of racing. On the other hand, starting in 2026, Honda will be the exclusive engine supplier for the Aston Martin team, one of Red Bull's rivals on the track. This situation creates its own dilemma, one that could hinder Tsunoda's chances of promotion to Red Bull. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson continues to take every opportunity to showcase his talent behind the wheel. Lawson's impressive performances in recent races have shown that he has the potential to compete at the highest level. With his young age and burning passion, Lawson is seen as a driver who can add new color to the Red Bull lineup if he is chosen to replace Perez. The final decision on Red Bull's driver lineup will be eagerly awaited, as it will not only determine Perez's future, but also how the team will continue its dominance in Formula One. Will Perez stay on for next season? Or will Red Bull choose one of the young drivers with full potential like Tsunoda or Lawson? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Red Bull is at a crucial crossroads that will determine its direction for years to come. The 2025 season is predicted to be one of the most exciting in Formula One history. Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari are in the spotlight, while Mercedes is trying to make a comeback. Will the RB21 help Verstappen defend his title? Perez and his future are in question, while Hamilton's Ferrari is the hot topic. Let us know your predictions in the comments.